Well, happy Thursday, everyone. Let's get right to the forecast. We are expecting the potential of strong to severe thunderstorms to move through portions of the QCA as we go throughout the evening hours. So there is a first alert day that has been issued for us specifically for this evening. So if you have any plans over the next couple of hours, you should be A-OK. It's as we get into the later evening hours when we're going to be watching. And the greatest risk of seeing severe weather is for areas shaded in yellow. So I think the best chance of seeing that line being at its strongest point will be for areas north and west of the metro area. And then that will slowly shift to the east and southeast as we go throughout the evening hours, and will likely be in a weakening stage. But still, we're going to have to watch these storms very closely. So, of course, our greatest risk right now looks to be damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. That could be fairly widespread with that line of storms moving on through. The potential of large hail, we're talking up to quarter size, will be possible. Tornadoes are not ruled out as we go into the evening hours. I don't expect a major tornado outbreak, but yeah, we could have one or two isolated tornadoes this evening, along with the flooding risk, especially for our friends up towards the Highway 20 corridor, where you have already seen several rounds of showers and storms over the past 24 hours. Let me take you to the radar right now. Fairly quiet for most of us, but notice we do have another little round of downpours making its way up between Dubuque and Savannah, where they've already seen a good bit of rain activity overnight. And then notice to the south and west of the metro area, the clouds are clearing out. So we're seeing more sunshine. Now, of course, we like to see the sunshine, but the problem is that sunshine will heat us up and will provide what we call the fuel for storms to really get going as we go into the evening hours. So as we look off to the north and west, this is the main storm system right now spinning over portions of the Dakotas from South Dakota and North Dakota. And that's going to be driving a cold front that you see well off to our west towards the east. So you can already see storms starting to fire up across the western portions of Iowa. For us, we're going to be looking at a sunny, warm, and humid afternoon. And then as this cold front approaches the area, that's when we're going to have the best chance of seeing storms. So here's how it plays out on future radar. This is taking the radar where it is now, showing pretty much nothing out to the west. And notice those storms developing after about 3, 4 o'clock near the 35 corridor near Des Moines. And then they'll start to shift towards the east as we get into the evening hours. We're talking mainly after 6 o'clock, I think, for us, going throughout the later evening hours. So let me give you a little closer look at that with Exact Track and play this out. Again, we'll see more sunshine, warm, and humid weather this afternoon. Can't rule out an isolated storm or two firing up as we get towards 5, 6 o'clock. So we're going to keep that in the forecast. But here comes the cold front after about 7, 8 o'clock. And notice that these storms here, this is actually some new data that's coming in indicating more discrete storm cells. So that's something that we'll really have to watch, because earlier we were looking at a main line coming through. But if we get more separation in these storms, that could help to increase that tornadic threat just a little bit. So we'll be looking at some of this new data coming in. But there's that line of storms moving through. Again, I think specifically from us between about 7 p.m. and midnight. And notice as we get towards midnight and beyond, those storms will shift off towards the east and will clear things out as we get into your Friday morning. So heading out for your Friday morning commute, we should be pretty dry. And then as we go throughout your Friday, we'll call it a mix of sun and clouds. Breezy northwesterly winds will build in, but it'll also usher in some cooler, more refreshing temperatures as well. Here's the good news, though. We need some rainfall. If you live south of Highway 20, we are still dealing with that moderate drought. And yeah, we could be picking up anywhere between a ½ inch to an inch of rainfall in some spots. So this would be some great news. So here's the bottom line, what you need to know this evening. Strong storms are possible between about 6 p.m. and midnight this evening. The main threats, damaging winds, although heavy rainfall, hail, and even a few tornadoes will be possible. The good news with this as well is you'll have to stay alert this evening, have a way to get weather watches and warnings throughout the evening hours, but you can sleep easy after midnight, as I think most of those storms will move out. So for today, a mix of clouds and sunshine, very warm and humid. We're looking at highs climbing near 90 degrees, so very summer-like. Tonight, evening strong storms. They should be ending, though, around midnight. So between about 6 p.m. and midnight, that's going to be the main time frame to watch. The good news then, this ushers in pleasant weather just in time for Friday night football. Our game of the week, Rock Ridge Orion taking on Rock Ridge. And we're looking at temperatures in the lower 70s at kickoff, falling into the 60s by the end of the game. And overall, not a bad weekend, maybe a shower Sunday morning, but I think that's going to be brief.